Welcome to Glamis Sand Dunes. In this episode, we're going to be taking you through the dunes, through the bumps, and to all the destinations that Glamis has to offer that make this place insane. What's up, everyone? I'm Rick with UTV Source, and it's my job for the next few weeks to take all of you on some amazing destinations. Today, we're in Glamis, and we've got it all to ourselves.
Kyle, you got a copy?
Copy you loud and clear.
Janie, you got a copy?
Hey, let's do this.
Tennessee, you got a copy?
Loud and clear.
Good old Melvin, you got a copy?
Yeah, stay your pass.
So one of the riders or drivers we have on the show today is Kyle Linton, aka Freestyle Kyle. He's been out dooning for quite some time, and he knows the dunes very, very well. He's a very good driver, and he knows what he's doing out here. He's going to be the guy to watch. He's going to take more risks than most, but all in all, he's also the guy to follow in our group. We also have Janie, and Janie I've known for maybe 10 years now. We built her Can-Am X3 a few years back, and she's been learning how to drive that machine for, just about 3 years now, and she's one hell of a driver too. So another interesting character that we've met on this trip that acquired our 2021 Pro XP that we built is Daniel, and AKA Melvin. So he's the wild card in the group. He's a wreckers or checkers type guy. So we're gonna either see if he can keep it on all four wheels or if he's gonna keep the machine together. I'm confident he's not gonna wreck it, but I'm pretty confident he's gonna tear it up.
First time ever riding in the dunes. The machine definitely is more capable than I am right now. We're learning it. That's one thing, that being with these other group of guys and seeing what's going on, really learning your machine before you get here and ripping it. Just because you have the machine will do it don't mean you need to.
Another driver on this this run out here in Glamis is Jay, aka Tennessee. He's going to be running the KRX that we built and he acquired now. So I don't know how he's going to be doing out here, to be honest, but I think it's going to be okay. You got the KRX. It's the Billy Goat. That thing is like all around great machine. It's not as fast as everything else. You're not going to break as many parts, but you're putting it under load, and you're going to go a little bit slower, but you're going to get there just like you're going to get there in these machines. So it's pretty rad. All right, so we also invited Shock Therapy out for a ride today. And they brought their helicopter out for a bird's eye view of Glamis with us ripping around. And they brought two drivers. They brought Tube Sock Steve, and we've got John Crawley. And he was running the X3 out there. He's a very experienced driver. He doesn't really take a lot of chances, but he can read the terrain very well. And then Steve, it was, I believe, his first experience in the dunes, believe it or not. They're two different machines, right? You've got a Pro XP that was converted from a 64 to a 72 long travel with a built trans and some boost running to it. And it's a very, very, very fast car. It's not meant for someone to just hop in that's never driven something like that in the dunes. He's done a really great job on it. Every night we're in front of the smudge pots, we're recapping the day, we're laughing, we're making dinner, we're making breakfast. These guys are gonna be friends for life now. It's just the way it is, that's how this works. If I go there and I call them, they're going to help me. And they're gonna show me around and I'm gonna get yet another experience. Yeah, so we came here with our dirt tires on. We all swapped into paddle tires, which in Glamis, if you're coming out here, paddle tires, you're gonna have an edge. So there's a bunch of different makes, models, and series of paddle tires. And we're on a pretty aggressive paddle tire, so we're hooking up pretty hard, especially when the sand gets damp. You're really gonna get a lot of traction. Glamis dunes, any sandbox that you're playing in, you're gonna put a lot of load on your machine, meaning you're spinning the whole time. So when you're on a paddle, you're kind of rolling over the surface and you're digging at the same time to get that forward bite and that momentum. So a lot of fast-paced action.
It's been really nice to have Glamis all to ourselves this week. Typically we come out here for really big weekends, so the dunes tend to get really tracked out, and it's just been buttery smooth and so much fun to play on. Glamis to me is like a giant sandbox to play in, and our UTVs are our toys. So it's so much fun, and I feel like it's such a big playground to explore. There's so many different areas that you can ride off to, like Swingset, the Oasis. Like I said, the destinations are almost endless here.
I got a Pro R with the dynamic shocks. Thing's amazing. Anything you throw at it, it just takes it and eats it right up. It's definitely one of the best cars I've ever driven.
Speed, phenomenal. You don't get to experience this where we ride. Wide open's all I can say, wide open. The suspension, you're going 100 miles an hour on whoop-de-doos. Your tires are working like nobody's business, and you're as just smooth as glass. It is insane.
First trip when it's super busy out here. Obviously I've watched the videos, I've seen the photos, but to be out here with this crew and really have free range on where we want to go, how we want to get there, it's been great, obviously for the production team because there's less distraction, but I'll say there's a certain amount of freedom to it, and being with great people who really know the desert here and where to go and how to drive. It's just been, hey, my day job, we still work really hard, which affords us the opportunity to come out and do stuff like this. So to get out here and actually, be in the vehicles, drive the vehicles, get to these different destinations and really have this playground to ourselves for the week has been awesome. It's a bucket list item.
Hey, it just happens, These are wearable, breakable items that are breaking. It's not like I'm folding suspension in half, they're axles and it's raining out, so that could be a little bit of a catalyst. The weight of the sand's heavy, so that could be snapping them too.
there's a lot of work that goes into these vehicles. There's a lot of detail. And, you know, you'll see this week we've pushed the limits of these vehicles. We've broken parts. And things don't always go your way, but when you have the right people, the tools, and you have the crew to be able to dive in and fix them, that's where the magic happens.
It wasn't as bad as we anticipated, so that was good.
Except the fact that Kyle
corner
completely grenaded it.
Completely grenaded.
It is what it is. That's how this industry, that's how this sport goes, right? You build them, you break them, you build them a little bit better, go back down.
JD's alive! I meditated, I'm good to go, let's get it.
Here in Glamis sand dunes, or even if you're riding in the desert, wherever you're riding, to be honest, it's a big safety thing too, is communications. So every one of the machines that you see in this video today is equipped with rugged race radios. If someone falls back, they can radio up and we can stop. If someone breaks down, the group can stop. You can get lost out here very easily, especially at night, and rugged race radios has really given us the security to venture a little bit further in our destinations. And it's just one of those things that you kind of have, especially when you start driving very aggressively. You know, bad things can happen real quick in the dunes or anywhere when you're running a UTV. So I consider it like a safety essential in these machines.
I've ridden a lot back east. You know, that's my stomping grounds were Ohio growing up, and it's a completely different terrain. I think when you come out here, there's definitely a learning curve and a discipline you have to understand when it comes to driving.
You don't have to come out here and rip it and kill it and think you're Robbie Gordon or, you know, a famous off-road driver. You don't. Come out here, have a good time. For the most part, if you see me driving this four-seater, I'm not, you know, full kill. Like, I'm just cruising. This is the family rig. I plan to take my family out in this car, so I don't want to compromise it to where I'm driving it over its limits.
Sell a lot of their equipment for your rides, and they're out here filming. Thanks to those guys out here on a ride with us as well. So we're gonna head out to Olds and we're gonna have a good time.
I think the sand is a lot more difficult than it looks. And there's different ways to kind of navigate through the dunes. I was definitely there, so, you know, I want all the rookies to know it's okay when you make mistakes. And what's really cool about the off-road community is I feel in other industries, when you make mistakes, people tend to hound on you. Whereas here, I feel like everyone's like, yeah, you did it. You really took your car out and you know, pushed it to its full capability, so.
I'm running up to 10 stories tall sand dune, and it's just a heart-pounding feeling, and you know, you got to get as much speed up as you can to try to make it as high as you can on top of the dune. I mean, all these other guys are running, you know, 200 horsepower. I'm just probably just over 100, and definitely keeping up with them and having fun doing it. And, I just can't wait to try to even get more out of it.
Yeah, my car honestly is amazing. It goes well whether I am on dirt trails, whether I am going through the rocks, and whether I'm going through the dunes. And I have to give it all to Rick and also my husband Eric. Between them two, they have my car completely dialed.
You get a group of guys and girls together. It doesn't matter where they're from, who they are. When you're out there and you're running, it's this camaraderie, right? Like everyone's there to help and support everyone, and that's what makes this industry rad. It's being able to come together, make some memories, have some fun, see some new stuff, and enjoy the ride. Oldsmobile Hill in Glamis Sand Dunes is a lot of chaos happens there during busy weekends. We got it all to ourselves, so we were able to do a lot of things you can't do on those busy weekends, like side hill jumping and running bowls with just 2 cars. It was really nice today. The sun was out, the sand was perfect, not a lot of tracks out there, so everything's just very smooth. And Kyle was sending it. It was pretty cool to see Kyle drive the Pro R that hard and what it can do.
Have somebody there in case there is trouble. And know somebody that knows the lines. You can't just go out here and decide I'm going up that, down this. It doesn't work that way. You sometimes may have to go around a bowl to come to a transition to drop into another bowl, and you've done 4 figure eights, you feel like, just to get to the point over on the other side. It's unbelievable.
Right, so we all bombed out to Swingset, and that's a pretty big destination out here at Glamis Sand Dunes. We had the helicopter giving everyone a bird's eye view. There is no direct route to Swingset. There's a million different ways to get there, right? You can't just go over a dune in a straight line. You have to carve your way there, making transitions, looping back, checking in on the guy in the back, using your radios, and pacing yourself. You can get in a lot of trouble running the big dunes if you don't know what you're doing and if you're not paying attention.
That was an amazing drive along the way. For those who haven't been here, there's a flagpole just randomly out in the middle of the desert. And Kyle was explaining to me what that meant. And apparently you come out here on Veterans Day and thousands of people in any off-road vehicle, they're out around the flagpole and really commemorating our veterans and really the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. What we're able to do out here, that landmark is something you just have to see. Then we hit Swingset, and again, there's a story behind that of why it was constructed. And I don't know if a lot of people know, but BLM will take down things that people put out here, but flagpole and Swingset have been left alone by the BLM, I think just because it commemorates a lot of great people and the spirit of what we do out here.
to see this giant swing set in the middle of the dunes, it's almost like nostalgic. It reminds me of being a child again in the playground. It's a lot of fun. And I feel like Swingset constantly grows as well. So before, when I first went there, just a Swingset. Now there is a barbecue pit. There is a beach volleyball net set up. There's tetherball. It's a really cool destination for everyone to come to with their families. Riding a big bowl to me is the equivalent of like sand surfing. Because you're riding these S curves and just kind of flowing with the dunes and what Mother Nature has for us.
Everyone drives a little bit differently. Everyone has a different style, and when you go on and you're shopping, it's important to remember where you're riding, what you're going to be using the vehicle for, and select the right parts for what you're doing to these machines. Because if you're out here in like a mud machine, it's not going to do very well, right? Out here in the dunes, you either need to come, obviously, in four-wheel drive, but suspension, safety, harnesses, cages, and communications is kind of one of those things that we tend to look to on every boat. It's important. It's a safety feature. Pace that we run out here at Glamis, if you're new to this, come out here, be patient, pre-run. Don't just take a fast line and think that you're going to make it. We run at a faster pace, so naturally we're going to break parts. So we broke some parts. We broke axles. We broke, Kyle broke off his upper A-arms on his car. We got them welded. So we're going to load up and we're going to get them ready for the next destination. This is a great place to come and spend some quality family time, get away from the everyday hustle, and make some new memories, and obviously make some new friends. Our time in Glamis has come to an end, everyone. Make sure you join us on our next adventure. We're headed to Sand Hollow, Utah. It's one of my favorite places to ride. It's beautiful out there. We're gonna be joined with Shock Therapy, DRT Motorsports, HCR, and Kyle Linton and Janie, and obviously some more friends. We're going on a big ride.